going on, everybody? Salty Cool Kid back here with another banger video. I have a story for you all, and it's a sad one, but one that I learned a great deal from, and I think we'll hopefully have some useful insight to the wonderful people of the world. It's just a little, I guess depressing, if anything. So you were warned, and I do have an outline of like kind of what I want to talk about and like a script, but I'm just gonna kind of go off on some tangents here. So around late October, I'd say like around 2022, a game came out called Gundam Evolution. I initially saw the trailer for this game and I thought it looked awesome, as it kind of gave like Transformer War for Cybertron vibes, with like some of the characters turning into like vehicles and such. It was really cool, really dope. So when it came out around October, or like sometime around that, I honestly can't remember. I decided to pick it up, and since it was being that it was free to play, so picked it up and I absolutely loved it. The game itself is a hero shooter with you taking the roles of these giant mechs called Gundams. Gundam, if if you guys don't know what Gundam is, it's just like a mecha anime series. There's tons of clips on it online. People just take the roles of these mechs and they fight each other. It's pretty cool. I really haven't gotten into it because it's very extensive. There's so many, and I just didn't really know where to start. So yeah, the artwork in this game is incredible, and the sound design is so good. Like going back and actually watching some clips from Gundam, it's actually crazy how like the level of detail that is in the sound design. The maps are pretty cool while pretty basic. It's really cool like walking around as a giant mech in like a little city, and like you're like a giant. There was one very big issue though with the game, and it was flooded with microtransactions. The microtransactions in the game, they were around like $10 per character. There was loot boxes as well, which kind of sucked, but the main staple of this was that there were super overpowered Gundams, and I believe at the time there were around 4 that came out with the game, and then there was another one that was with the season pass that I recall, but you could unlock the season pass early, get them, yada yada yada. I might be wrong on that. Gundam Evolution historians, quote me on that if I'm wrong. But the two biggest standouts were Zaku 2 Melee, who was a heavy tank melee character with like a rage gaining ability and an invulnerable state. Rage gaining in the sense that you would shoot at him and he would gain like a rage meter, and that would increase his damage output and give him further abilities. Same thing with his invulnerable state. If you would hit him in his invulnerable state like move, he would gain rage, and thus it would increase his attack. He also had a super broken ultimate in which like he would spin around like a Beyblade and like just completely wipe zones off the map. The game itself, it being a hero shooter, basically just has like hard point, and I think there was I don't honestly know what game it was. There was just like one game. It was just like hard point basically, hard point and plant the bomb. But with Zaku 2 Melee having like this ultimate, he could completely wipe points like off the map. Like if there was a bunch of characters on a point, he could just completely wipe them off like the point. There was also Gundam Xia, who was a super fast melee unit with a burst range attack that basically had infinite range. There was like a thing where you had to lead your shots, because not every shot was like, I guess, hit scan, but yeah, there was that. But it was still crazy range for a melee character. The other two that I would want to mention that I do remember, there was Marasai, which was like, I don't even know, a kind of like a mid-range character, a beefy character at that, and he had this like super broken grapple ability where like he could grapple you, do a melee attack, and stun you in the same time. His ultimate would stun a bunch of characters on a point, which was also insanely broken, since there was no like, from what I remember, there was no real counter to Marasai, and he would just, if they had a good Marasai player, he were just destroyed. And then there was like another one. There was like a grenade launcher guy like Matibo or something like that. I forget. He wasn't as good. I remember. Um, Due to the fact that his main weapon was like a grenade launcher that like bounced off of walls, and he was fairly a fragile character. But he had like a lot of radar scanning abilities. I could put him up on the screen, but I don't remember his name. Um, with that being the case, I honestly don't really know why I kept on playing with this game being in the state, but I did. And I eventually grew kind of addicted to this game. And this was the time when I left my girlfriend, and I don't want to talk about that anymore. So, yeah. Whilst playing, a ranked match system became available. They were releasing like this, like think of it like a CS:GO or a Valorant. In that, like you had platinum, diamond, so such and such. So, and with nothing to really like pursue, I thought like why not hit max rank in this game, which is it's a rank called new type and was reserved for the top 600 players in the world at the time. I thought to myself, well, I can do 600 in a small game like this. This is nothing. And when I say a small game, when it came out, it wasn't really it was received well. There were a good amount of players, but not enough, right? On weekdays, it was definitely harder to find matches than weekends, and especially towards like the latter half of the actual ranked season, it became borderline impossible. And it got so bad to the point when in the latter half of the season where I had to switch my server to Japan servers, and I would literally experience like lag, like netcode issues, and I would still try to like reach this rank. That's how bad it was. Like I would be playing one of the characters is a GM sniper, and I literally couldn't hit my shots because of the lag. It was so bad. But I grew addicted to the ranked mode. I'd play day and night. You know, as soon as I get home from work, as soon as I go to sleep, I'd play at least one match. You know, just rising through the ranks. I hit gold, to diamond, to platinum, and then finally to master, which is the highest rank below new type. But like you stay at that rank regardless of D ranking. You know, it's like a kind of I guess like a stable rank. So. Editor Salty here. I don't have footage of me getting master rank. I know that I did it for a fact. You'll hear the rest of the story eventually. But I also just wanted to talk about like the two times that I actually streamed this game, and in both of those clips, I did hit Diamond 4, and the one was like Platinum 3. So and then Diamond's right below Master. So just to validate anybody who would dare criticize my Gundam Evolution playstyle or expertise. But yeah, and also it's so funny. I was watching these VODs over, and I still complain about the Japanese servers and their netcode. Just take a listen. I can't fucking play on Japanese servers. I can't. That shit is impossible. That shit is so laggy. Oh my god, that's like the netcode, dude. It's even worse than North American servers. I mean, with North American, it's like at least somewhat better. Holy shit. Yeah, it was really bad for the whole month of November because I straight just played Gundam Evolution. It got so bad that my brother noticed, and so did my friends. I'd hop on and Discord and try to play some games with them, but like they would ask me to play games. I'm like, dude, I gotta play Gundam. You know, or my brother would say he wanted to do something, and I would just start another game, and it was it was really bad. Through all this though, I didn't even reach the new type rank. I stuck with master, and I just couldn't get past it for some reason. It got to a point where I would literally be in tears at how bad I was doing or my team was doing, because keep in mind, I was pretty good at the game. Like, I would say, like, you know, a little above average, I would say. My brother would hassle me to do things with him, and I'd constantly start matches, like I said. One time, like, this is such a bad, like, time. It was so, like, just messed up. I D-ranked so hard that I hit like the second rank below that. I think it was like diamond. No, it was platinum. And I burst out into tears. I was like, dude, I can't hit this. And I wanted to I really wanted to do this because I thought it would like at first for like a chance on like maybe I can be a pro gamer or something, or something along the lines of that, and hit this rank, and then it'd be like freaking awesome. I could tell my friends about it, but looking back in hindsight, it's just super pathetic. Like it was ridiculous. Um, and I burst out into tears, and I went to my brother. I'm like, dude, I don't know what to do. And honestly, he didn't really know what to do because like I was freaking bawling, and I was like, dude, I want this, but I'm at a level now where it's like to get back. I don't even think I can get back to the point because it was so hard to get to the point. But yeah. And so this took place like around Thanksgiving, like 3 years ago now at this point, which is crazy to think about. That I've been working, not necessarily in this video, but this how long it's been since then. Um, this all took place around Thanksgiving. It was around 7 days or so left in the season. I think the season, if I'm not mistaken, ended on or around Thanksgiving. Look at my rank and the time, like it was 7 days in the season. I finally gave up on this mission to achieve the new type rank. I recorded a bunch of footage of my time playing the game, thinking I was gonna make content on it, but I just never really got around it. It was a weird point in my YouTube career as well because like the Titanfall stuff, I kind of did just I finished making like the series that I wanted to make on that, and I was like, do I really want to make content on this game? I was just like just locked in on trying to get this rank, and honestly, everything was second. This was precedent over like everything in my life, which is just, oh, it honestly just like it shocks me a little bit how sucked in I got into this game, which is really odd because it was just like it wasn't too polished. I mean, I guess it was polished, but like it was just like a weird occurrence in my life, I would say. But I still have a bunch of footage from it. Some of it you're going to see now, and just because for bragging rights, but also there's some clips in here. There's some absolute bangers. Just watching it back, I was just like, damn, I was cooking in this game. Like, it was good. But after that, I finally stopped. Like, I uninstalled the game. I was like, yeah, I'm done. This is stupid. And like, a year or so went by. Finally got my shit together. I was at the time I was working two jobs, and like, I don't know if I mentioned, but one was essentially full time. It was like 34 to 38 hours a week. Crazy morning hours, like 4 a.m. to 12 p.m. And the other one was like nighttime hours, and that was also part time. I finally left the other one to pursue the other full time, or like just basically securing a management role. And then throughout that year, I was working on getting my real estate license, which I did, and now I am a realtor. So there is that. um, Finally, there's a sort of last chapter in my Gundam career. When I heard that the game was actually getting shut down, I actually had this pulled up the other day because I was recording this video the other day. The game shut down, or so the service was going to end on November 30th for Gundam Evolution. So I came back to the game a year later in 2023, and noticing that like it was again November next year, so let's say next year November, came back to the game. A lot's changed, like a lot. There's so many more characters. They're all super pay to win as well. And came back to the game, and I was enjoying the time. You know, I gotten a lot of other things since then. I've been going to the gym pretty regularly, and I'm partaking in jujitsu as well, which is a lot of fun. And I got into it, and I was like, I could feel myself getting like sucked in again. I actually kind of did, and I told a buddy of mine at work when I was working there full time. Um, I was like, hey, got back into Gundam, and he's like, oh, dude, because I told him about this, and I was like, he's like, yo, dude, like, try not to get like latched on again into that game, and I was just like, oh no, I won't, but I kind of did, like, for a good week, and then I kind of caught myself, and I was like, because but honestly, it was fun. Don't get me wrong, but I caught myself. I'm like, I'm not necessarily playing this for fun. I'm still trying to hit new type, like that thing. I'm still trying to pursue that. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this game's gonna shut down permanently on at the end of November. At the end of November, I'm like, why am I playing this? I have so much more now. It was a strange time, and then I just uninstalled the game again, and then I finally was free of the Gundam curse. But yeah, it's weird though, because I look back at that time with like a lot of nostalgia, because at the time, um like I said, I broke up with my girlfriend, but I also moved to a different location. Um some of them, well, those are my YouTube posts. People can see I was like, hey, I was moving, and then that's kind of where the drought of content stopped. I was moving at the time, and it was just a lot of new things, but also my new jobs. It's like, and Gundam, I look back at it like, dang, that was just a really kind of, it was fun, but like, it was a really interesting point in my life. I was like, wow, there's so much I could be doing, basically, but I don't know. It was just like it was a weird but fun point, because like I was looking back, I'm like, even a couple days ago, I was like, man, I could honestly go for like an FPS like sort of game that's not like it's a little competitive, but like not terribly competitive. And I was like, I could go for some Gundam right now, or like a cool hero shooter, because like the game was really cool. I honestly like out of like the games that have come out recently, it's not like a terrible looking game, and it was just a lot of fun, you know. Um, and I just missed that for some reason. I missed having that, and so yeah, it was just a very interesting point in my life, and I moved on from it, and I guess what it taught me is that like you don't get too invested into something, and like or like have stuff planned out. I've been trying to do that even more recently. I've been kind of straying away still a little bit. Like it's definitely a video game addiction for sure. I mean, looking at my hours, I have it right here in terms of like how many hours I put in the game. I put 300 hours into this. You know, how many hours I could say were fun? I don't know, but um, yeah, it's just not to get like too invested, but also just have fun, because I think at the end of the day, that's what video games are really for. They're just it's just for entertainment, right? I see a lot of content creators, especially now. I think that's what I was trying to pursue at that point, because I recall another instance similar to this, but it took place in a day. um, there's a game out there called Splunky. Yeah, Splunky. I was gonna say, but there's a series called Splunky. There's a sequel to the game called Splunky 2. If those are new to the Splunky series, it's basically just like a roguelike exploring game where it's insanely difficult, and it's like, God, the Splunky 2 is insanely hard. Splunky 1, honestly, I can crush that game and like super easily for some reason. I'm like really good at Splunky HD. Splunky HD, I should say. Splunky 2, when it came out, I was on the content train. I was, hopping on Titanfall 2, busting out content for that game. And then Splunky 2 came out, and I'm like, well, what if I, try my hand at like, making like a guide or something for this game. I like stayed up all night basically, like just recording. I don't even know if I was recording footage actually. I think I was just trying to beat the game. Like that's how hard Splunky 2 is compared to Splunky HD. just staying up. I literally stayed up all night, but it was such a weird night of staying up. I should say it's a weird way to say that, but it was like I was I was literally like in a trance. It felt like when I was playing that game. When I was playing Splunky 2, like just listening to music, trying to beat the game, and like before I knew it, it was like 5 in the morning, and I was like, I looked at the clock, and I was like, oh my god, it's 5 a.m. Like, good lord, and the crazy thing about it is I didn't make like any progress. Like I was still like I still didn't beat the game. I stayed up all night playing this game and I still didn't beat it. I didn't get any footage. Like it was just like a mute time. I was like, wow. That was I was like oh my god, are you kidding me? Because like honestly staying up anymore is for me, I just can't really do it. I can't really do it. So I woke up, brushed my teeth, got a shower, tried to get some sleep, and I just like couldn't. And I heard my brother waking up, and I went over like, yo, dude, I just stay up all night, play Splunky 2. I was like, I didn't even mean to. I was just I was saying, like, I didn't even mean to. He's like, you freaking idiot. Like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know, man. It was such a weird thing. And I kind of point to the two because like one definitely took a like a longer length of time. And the other was a short term sort of thing. But yeah, honestly, like I was pointing back to video games, like they're supposed to be fun, right? It is definitely single player games, but video games are supposed to be fun and like some source of relaxation to some. Um, to make them a purpose, I don't know. It's like unless unless you're making content for the game, which I thought I was gonna do for Gundam, but it wasn't the case. There's some, thing there, but I don't know. I guess I'm more of like a rant real quick in that like I've seen like I see like now more than ever a lot of like video game guys that I follow. They'll make like some pretty good content for a little while on like maybe something that an older game, let's just say, and then a new game will come out, and my like subscription box is just flooded with guides, you know. Like I was watching this one guy's content, and it was really good, and yeah, it was some hype building to this new game. I'll be honest. So it was Borderlands 4, right? It was really good content leading up to Borderlands 4. It's like, oh, it was hype train. Borderlands 4 is coming out. Here's Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3, which Borderlands is a great game series. And I was like, wow, this guy actually makes some good content. I'm subscribed. And I look at his things now, and it's Borderlands 4 guide. Borderlands 4 this. This is how Borderlands 4 is going to work. I don't know if I like this about Borderlands 4. I'm like, dude, I played Borderlands 3 like once, and I didn't like it. And I'm not getting Borderlands 4 at that price. Like I liked what you were doing, and now it's just like I don't know, And you definitely could say the same about me in a sense, and that's true. But I don't know. Maybe they like what they do for guides, but they're like I don't know. They're just guides. Maybe some people like doing that. I don't know. I don't know really where I was going with this, but yeah. But in short, I would say just don't spend your time playing video games that much. And I know that sounds like hypocritical coming from a guy who makes content on video games, but I like talking about their stories. I like talking about like challenges you can do and entertaining ways that you can bring it to some people, right? Or like play games with your homeboys, or some shit like that. Like that's my main thing, because with this other content creator's example, like there was content where it sounded like they were genuinely having fun with the game, and I know that sounds that could be taken as like, oh, they're faking the content, but like I mean, if they are, like, sucks to suck, that was like the big Among Us trend back then. Like, oh, all these friends are playing Among Us, and then like they would stop playing, and they're like, we're not friends. I'm like, okay. Um, it sounded like people were genuinely having a good time, and then but if you come out and say like, oh, that was fake, and it's like, I mean, granted that was Among Us content, but um, it does like sour the content a little bit, but also like to an extent, like then why are you doing it? Then the only reason that you're doing that is for money, you know, like that's like let's raise a point like point the finger at that. Like that's weird, you know. You're just doing it for and it's doing it for content. So yeah, so many main points I'm trying to convey here. But that was my story. Basically, just got addicted to a game for like a month, and it sucked. And it was basically like a lack of real purpose, I would say, or just trying to better myself. A lot of points, like a lot of things I'm trying to do now is I'm still working on purpose in a sense, even with the YouTube channel. I do like making content. I do. It's fun to see people like react to it and I had a laugh at this, or this is really well made, yada yada yada. What am I trying to say? It's more or less now trying to kind of up my content in a sense, like most of the time. Like, I don't want to do the same thing over and over again, which was like Titanfall, which is why I detracted from making Titanfall content when I did make that. So it's more or less that, but also I know to some people it was entertaining. Don't get me wrong. You could find countless other videos, and if the video is entertaining, good. But the bigger videos, like there's some really great videos out there on YouTube, and I want to be kind of making some of those videos. That's my main thing, because my custom robo video took me like 2 weeks to make. I mean, granted that was in the pipeline for a while. Editing wise, it took me 2 weeks to make. Pipeline for a little while, and I've wanted to make that video for, like I said, a long time. The views that it got was a little disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. But that's a state of YouTube, that's the state of content creation now, where it's like it's prioritizing quantity over quality. It's been like that for a little while, especially like making 15-minute videos and not as long videos, but it's definitely been there for a while now, and I'm kind of just feeling the effects of it now, because like it's pretty crazy that the Digimon World Championship Challenge video did so well that it did. Like, I had one of my buddies reach out to me. He's like, dude, congrats on the new video. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was like, at 4,000 views. I'm like, whoa, what? Like, I didn't even know how that popped off. Like, that was crazy. That was really cool to see. And then I released like custom robo video. The videos that one I make, but I was like really pumped at this video. I'm like, yes, I finally finished it. It's been so long. I've been working on it day and night. It's like 300 views. I'm like, damn. But that's where I'm kind of at, right? It's making content that is like, in a sense, when my brother said evergreen, right? It's like it'll always kind of be relevant in a sense, or constantly growing. And that's what I want to do. That's what I've been pursuing. And it's costly to make, not costly in a sense of money, but like just time wise. It's very like time cost to make really good videos. So yeah, that's that's where, like, with in essence and purpose, that's where I've tried to been at. Like, I've thought that for a while. I'm like, my purpose is to bring people together and entertain as many people as I can. Still working on that, and I know it's not something I can do all the time. I have a lot of projects that are not YouTube related. Focusing on my jiu-jitsu career, focusing on my gym career, gym progress. Working on my movie screenplay, because at the end of the day, it was become a filmmaker. Direct films, write films that I want to make, I want to create. Go off of that. And it's yes, it's hard. I know everything's fucking hard in life, but it's I'm struggling more with like time management in that regard. But seeking a purpose. I mean, a great purpose I feel like for a lot of people is just to try to become like the best version of yourself. I think that's almost should be standard in a sense. Um, eat right, be eat right, go to the gym, and you'll literally set an example for so many people. And people come up to like my brother and I, which I mean, I owe a lot of credence to my brother. He was the first one to go to the gym, first one to eat right. Caught me on my shit. He's like, Zach, why are you eating like this? And I was trying to figure out my diet at the time. Like, I don't know, man. Like, can you help me out? Like, what am I supposed to eat? And he did. He was like, here, this is what I eat, and I think this is pretty good. And I was like, does it taste good? He's like, I mean, kind of, but like, it has a lot of protein in it. As I found out by my oatmeal bowls. I make oatmeal bowls now in the morning. I at least try to, but yeah, I'm trying to better yourself is a fairly good like starter thing or like a standard, right? And yeah, that's I like at that time I don't think I was there, and now I feel like I am, or like I know I am. I'm just trying to like become better, but also follow my purposes, my callings. Even in real estate, I mean, with my real estate stuff recently, it's been a little challenging, I would say. Um, just trying, it's necessarily like manipulation, right? A lot of sales feels like manipulation, and it kind of is in a sense. But I saw a great video the other day where it was talking about sales, and it's like sales is not forcing anybody to buy something or sell something. It's trying to make or trying to guide your client or your buyer seller to make the best possible decision that they can. You call someone up and you say, hey, I'm looking to sell your house, and they say, well, hang up or say this or that. It's like, well, like, what do you think? And it's like, well, is this the best option for you? Like, this is the price you can sell it for, and then we'll go off of that. And what condition, what are you looking for? It's all about progressing them to like the next stage of their life. And I also look at it as well as like closing. Closing is such an exciting moment when you close on a real estate transaction as a realtor. It's like, yeah, you get paid. You get paid pretty darn good. um, but you also, it's the emotion is insane. It's like they get their own friggin' house, and say what you want might get in debt, but it's an exciting moment. And I'm trying to focus more on just getting there into that space of helping people. Like that's the ultimate form of help. It's like finally succeeding in it, right? It's like creating something, almost like editing a video. Editing a video, I get the same sort of satisfaction. Editing a video to completion, exporting it, and shipping out to all of the wonderful people of the world. And that's how I'm trying to look at, like, trying to psych myself into doing more real estate shenanigans. So yeah, there's a winded little rant right there. I wasn't even scripted, but yeah, I would say too. There's a great piece of literature I've been reading, Superior Modern Man by David Theda. I haven't finished it, but it's like the knowledge in that book has really not shaped, but just so much guidance and wisdom is in that book. And I would definitely recommend any young lad out there to take a gander at that, because that's a really great framework and just really, God, the insight is insane in that book. It's such a great book. I haven't even finished it, and I admire it very dearly. So check that book out. And if you're not sure what to do, just better yourself in some sort of sense, right? If it's, yeah, you're listening to this video, stop listening and go to the gym or read a book, especially as a man, it's important to be strong. That's literally what we're built for. So, yeah, just and focus on what and like I guess say focus on what makes you happy, but sometimes that's playing video games. Sometimes playing video games doesn't make any progress as a human. So set goals and try to complete them, and do something cool. That's all I can say. That was my story, and I hope you all enjoyed. If you watched the end, congrats. I hope you got something out of it. And if you have a similar story, share in the comments if you want to. Yeah, that's going to be all that I have to say. There's definitely more videos in the works. Stay tuned, and I would stay subscribed, because like I said, videos are still super fun to make, and yeah, I hope you guys are in it for the ride, because we still got some more stuff to work on. Still got some more themes to tackle in video games, and also life experiences. I have a video I'm working on too of why everything sucks now. So, yeah. Take care, everyone. Do something cool. And if you're addicted to a video game, stop fucking playing it. If you fucking hate yourself for playing it, stop fucking playing it. That's how I felt for playing Gundam. Shit, I miss it sometimes. But, yeah. Peace out, everybody. It's a draw. And I got an achievement for it. A veteran. I'm a fucking veteran. Alrighty, I can't play anymore this fucking game. I'm gonna have a goddamn migraine if I do. Ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be the end of the stream. Thank you all for watching. If you're watching this VOD, I don't know. I'll catch you all in another video. Peace out.
Yeah, man, hey. Oh, hello, dear Baba boy. Wagwan, it's been a while, Yeah, man, I see you stumbled upon this video and others like it. So, if you want to see more, consider subscribing and commenting to this channel, Salty Cool Kid 101, the best channel on YouTube. Yeah, hey, beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, man, hey, the ocean is calm and serene. A man like me could rest easy here. Hey, but there is still work to be done, man. Places to see, things to do, and people to meet. Hey, don't dwell on your thoughts too much. Things never go the way you expect them to. Bye now, big brothers. Yeah, man.